October the 4th. At this time, we'll have the invocation by Commissioner Walker, and then a pledge of allegiance led by Vice Chairman Sankey.
Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. I ask that you join us in this moment, in this room, and lead us and guide us in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do, that we will recognize you in all things, and we will submit to you in all things. Father, we thank you for the many blessings that you have given to each of us. I lift up all of the burdens that are on the hearts in this room, because there are many, many burdens as we travel through this earthly experience. It's difficult and it's painful, but we know that in the midst of our grief, in the midst of our strife, in the midst of our fear, all the torment that we experience on earth, that he who is in us is far greater than he who is in the world. So we thank you, we exalt you, we honor you today. Amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll call roll now. Commissioner Harris.
Here.
Commissioner Moore-Ziegler.
Here.
Commissioner Walker.
Present.
Vice Chairman Sankey.
Here.
Chairman Singleton.
Here. Okay, we have a big group of public comments, so as Elon Myrie, is that right? Myrie, okay. Caring for Citizens of Alabama comes forward. Remind everybody that if you can, keep it to 3 minutes. We have a friendly reminder with a little bell that goes off, but respect for everybody's time, we ask to try to keep it to 3 minutes.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Elon Myrie. I am the Executive Director of Caring for Citizens of Alabama. I am a native of Chicago, Illinois, graduate of Chicago State University, Alabama Bible University, and Global Christian College Seminary, where I received my doctorate in ministry and Christian counseling. Now, I'm not here today to speak about me, but about an awesome organization which I was visioned in 2010 and birthed in 2016 with the IRS blessing to become a 501c3. For the past year, Caring for Citizens of Alabama has a promising success, been up and running. Our organization is very rewarding and has an outstanding track record in developing human capital and providing social services to assisting underprivileged families to slow down the decline of family structure as we know it today. Caring for Citizens of Alabama is an existing and fully operational nonprofit organization, 501c3, community faith-based organization providing innovative solutions to the community through my training of disadvantaged individuals who are in the mainstream of social systems. Our mission is to provide training and assistance for low-income individuals who lack adequate skills to achieve economic independence, as well as provide other social services to both public and private citizens in need of services. We are committed to help the citizens of the community, assisting them with things they are lacking, such as food, clothing, educational, health care, home ownership, credit worthiness, and much more. We are here today asking for financial support with our programs for our community. We have been doing our mobile food drive since 2016. We discontinued our drive due to funding in December 2021. As much as people think there is no cost, there is cost to do business, even nonprofit business. We provide a place for clients to register, provide cards for the clients. We have a management platform. We provide applications. We provide a clerk to assist them and much more. We have launched our senior box program, and over 2 months ago, we started off with 50 citizens that we were serving. And as you all can see, this right here is an example of where we are today. After 2 months, we have 267 citizens of Montgomery and the surrounding area. We need financial support with our initiatives to feed our seniors. We will provide a senior a 32-pound box of non-perishable food for 12 months. We provide the community with free phones, tablets, with a small copay, and these are unlimited text and talk and 20 gigabytes. We also provide our seniors that are turning 65 birthday parties for educational events to help them understand how Medicare works and and their choices of health care. We provide the community affordable health insurance. We provide the community with help in obtaining stimulus payments. We provide the community with help with affordable housing. We are a one-stop shop for the community. We are partnered with Roscoe Miller radio station, the eyes and ears of the community, to help us get the word out to the community. We are partnered with the Montgomery Food Bank, getting food from them to provide the community. We're partnering with DoorDash to deliver the senior boxes to the seniors. We're partnered with the phone vendors, Charity Tractor, and we're partnered with Macon County and Lowndes County to provide free food and phones to the community. We've partnered with the Career Center to hire individuals for OJT. We've partnered with the Montgomery Job Corps to train students with various capacities. Now, we want to partner with you, asking for your financial support to help us continue to serve the community by providing much needed food for the community of all ages. We thank you for allowing us to come before you today and share what we're doing for the community, and we're asking you for your support. We have been vetted, and we are looking forward to your financial support in the days to come. Do we have any questions?
That was pretty fast. You was trying to get a lot of stuff in there. And
I was.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, we provide food for the community, mobile food drive, we were having them, and we provide the boxes for the seniors. I'm passionate to help the seniors to understand. A lot of the seniors are very vulnerable. Because people are coming to them, telling them anything. So when I have a senior in my presence, I try to make sure that I am helping them to understand everything that they want to know, everything that they need to know about, whether it's health care, getting them on the food program, telling them what services that are out there. We are now having people the community to come to us asking us for the fresh fruits, but because we don't do the fruits and vegetables, Miss Yolanda, you can come. She's my coordinator. She helps us. She gets all of this is something that she's a part of. She helps get the applications in, make sure that we have all the information because we have to have the documentation. But we went from 50 people in a month to 267 the next month.
so those are just
These
lists
are
of your clients.
applications that they have filled out because we have to have applications
Yes, ma'am.
on every
And you
person.
say you've been here since, when did you all first start?
Well, our organization?
Yes, ma'am.
2016. We got our 501c3, but I've been doing this for a long time.
Do you have a fixed location and actually a physical address?
Yes, we're located at 2424 East South Boulevard. We're right inside of the same location as the radio station, Roscoe Miller's radio station.
Okay.
We were collaborating with him when he was down on the other end, and, he had to move, so we asked him to come and join us, so that's a good
Well,
collaboration.
We people on this commission, each of us, all five of us, we value the work of nonprofits, and I know that you all, the ones that are out there doing the right thing, help enhance the quality of life for the folks that we serve. Now, what are you asking for?
10,500.
Oh, that's on here.
Yep,
10,500 district plus per district
yes,
for your annual budget?
yes,
Okay. And did you bring a budget? Can you get us a budget?
yes, I can get that to you.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Yes.
We always ask for that.
Yes, I can get that to you.
So we'll definitely take it under consideration, each commissioner.
And whatever you all can do would greatly be appreciated because, again, there's a cost associated with what we're doing, and we want to make sure that we can continue to do what we're doing for the community, and they are very much appreciative that we're doing what we're doing. And I want to thank Councilman Ziegler for the invite. Thank you.
And our seniors, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Reverend Jackson, Faith in Action. Reverend Jackson still here? Faith in Action. All right, we'll come back. Johnny Sankey.
Just full disclosure for those who are in attendance, that's my wife.
That's his better half.
Well, good morning, husband.
That's the only half I
Good
need.
morning to all of the commissioners, and also to Sheriff Cunningham. We'll be very, very brief here. We received a letter from some of the inmates at the detention center, and they're very concerned about the quality of the meals that they're receiving. And so I spoke with Sheriff Cunningham several months ago on a couple of occasions, and I know we've changed vendors once, but the lack of quality and quantity of meals that the inmates are getting is just not sufficient for grown men, okay? So on occasions, most of the time, they get the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sometimes it's pasta swimming in the starch that it was cooked in. Other times, it's a taco shell, very thin taco shell with a translucent piece of meat on it. This is not proper nutrition for grown men. And before we start passing judgment, let's remember, all of sin and come short of the glory of God. And if it's not for his grace, some of us may be in there as well. So I want to ask Sheriff Cunningham, and like when the new vendors started out, they started out okay. But now the only hydration they get is from the water fountain that's in the same cell with them. You know, and they're using plastic ware that they've had for several months. That's not sanitary. So we don't want our inmates to become like what we just saw on TV. So they wrote a letter, and another thing, the cost is for family members to send monies in so they can get a special tray on Saturday. It's just, they say it's just outrageous, it's too much. And the supplied list that they get is too much. And I know those monies that they get from the commissary goes back to you all, to the commission. So maybe y'all could take a look at that. And what they want you all to do is to come up unannounced one day and get a tray. Just get a meal and see what it's like. And speaking of milk, I know that's out. But they only get a half pint of milk every 3 or 4 months. And so that's not sufficient. And what has been reported to me through this letter is that the tray that they get is not even sufficient for a child in elementary school. Now, these are grown men. They need more nutrition than that. They need some fruits and vegetables that are going to sustain them. Rice is uncooked. It's crunchy. Who likes crunchy rice? Nobody. You like crunchy rice? I don't think so. Nobody likes crunchy rice. The meals 80% of the time are cold. The grits are undercooked. They may get a meat patty every now and then. So just think, if you were there, would you want that type of meal? I wouldn't, you know. And one other thing that was suggested to me was that if the vendors cannot prepare the food that they've been paid to prepare, let the inmates prepare their own food. Because a lot of them in there can cook, are very good cooks. And that way they can hold each other accountable if it's not right. So a little meat patty, a little piece of sausage, you know, a thin slice of turkey, you know, as an entree. Come on, that's not fair to our loved ones. If your loved one was there, but you want them to be served that type of food. So, and this is Mrs. Stone. She also has a loved one that's there. So if you would like to say something, we got a second or two. So, Sheriff Cunningham, could you address the vendor situation for us, please?
Good evening again. Good morning. Yeah. Well, I spoke with Ms. Sankey on several occasions, and the problems that you have and the issues that you brought up, I think your husband even went over to the jail to look as well. I've been to the legislature again. We get $2.25 per day per inmate to feed meals. Can you buy an egg with $2.25? Can you buy a gallon of milk with $2.25? You know, so this is an issue that we've been addressing on the state side to be able to get adequate funding, because right now, our county commission takes up pretty much the shortfall. They pay for the shortfall to be able to feed 687 inmates food. We are a pork-free facility because of religious beliefs. We don't serve anything but turkey-based products. We don't serve pork. We do serve chicken patties and things of this nature. But as far as the money goes and the meals go, we do get a new vendor. We just got a new vendor. We had conversations with them about on the portion size, and that's something that I think we've already had 2 vendors come before you all wanting to increase the amount of money that we're paying them, and so they're putting a proposal together right now to come back, because you look at the food shortages that they're coming out of their pocket with, and the money that we're making up the difference with, we got to go back before you all to look at the amount of money that we're paying them, so that we can go up on the services and be able to give more money to be able to get better quality.
Okay. Well, I just want to add one last comment to that, and I'm not trying to dip in the county's business, but if we can spend $3 million on a parking lot, we can put funds in the budget to make sure that these inmates get a quality meal. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Sankey. Very well presented. Sheriff, you and I have talked about having some type of skill training for those people who sit there all day long. It's really just,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not a pleasant situation for them.
Yeah.
I know I was moved when I went over there just to see people sitting idly. One gentleman said he had been there for 2 years. And so you and I have talked about skill training. How do you feel about, and how feasible is it to train the inmates in the art in the culinary arts, and maybe have them prepare the meals?
I think you set in on that conversation. We've already had that conversation with Trentham. Right now, they're in the process of coming out with their janitorial program for the inmates, and the culinary part is being able to hire an instructor. We've had that conversation. We've been at the table with them, and right now, we do use inmates to help prepare the meals, but on a limited basis due to the fact the way the contract is worded. The contract is worded that the vendor will cook the meals and the vendor will do this. And they do use inmates to assist. And the only thing that we're waiting on is Trentham to come up with the program, and we signed the contract with them to allow them to come in to be able to get a certificate in culinary to be able to do all that stuff. And that's what we're working on as an additional program. But you was in on that meeting when we had that conversation with them, so
Right.
really, we're just really waiting on Trentham to be able to do that.
I guess I was
And-
curious about just moving forward, basically.
Yeah, but we've already, the janitorial piece is starting, I want to say next month, because they hired an instructor, but the culinary part is coming later.
And do you envision, well, maybe I'm seriously one day, because I know we need to start doing things a little bit different than what we've always done them. So I'm just curious, can we really maybe envision where the inmates are actually preparing the food one day without somebody contracting with us?
Well, we can do that. All we got to do is hire the kitchen staff. That's all we got to do, is hire the kitchen staff and to go along with the instructors from Trentham to be able to give them the certificates, to have the oversight. I can see us being able to do that, but at the same time, it's going to cost us money, not us, but y'all money, and I always say that. But this is some of the things that we've had those conversations with. It's not just in our county jail. Shoot, right now, we cut out all of the inmate farms, and we used to buy all of our produce from the state. They cut out all the farms. We don't have inmate farms no more where we grow produce, and we used to grow vegetables. We even had cattle farms, but we don't even have that no more. And we're in the process, I don't know, we're having a discussion now with the legislature. And that's why it's very important that we stay engaged with what's going on as it relates to us purchasing meals and buying food. Because right now, the cost of the food is what's hurting us.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question then. Is it possible that we can start a community garden just for the detention facility so that they will have fresh fruits and fresh vegetables to move forward? Is that something possible that the county could do?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so we're gonna need some volunteers to get this thing off the ground, okay? All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Johnny. Alma Sankey, Montgomery Transportation Coalition.
All of them. Brought all the family tonight. Now, we're gonna be missing Steve next meeting. I know.
Okay. My name is Alma Sankey. I chair the Montgomery Transportation Coalition. And we've never done this before. Well, it's called the M Gala. Most people ask me, what district do I serve in? The bus system go all over, so I'm not just in one district. And what we're doing now is trying to show the parents or the whoever that we're trying to appreciate our children. All these things that they're getting into, find a way to keep them out of it. And what this is all about, the history of the Montgomery Transportation Coalition as well as the bus boycott. Many children ride the bus, and a lot of them say, we wish we could have this or have that. I'm here today to ask you all to help me sponsor our children as far as scholarship funds. I'm doing a part of that. That's my part. And we need funds for those children to help them. I love Chief Cunningham. Get them out of the street. Find reason to help these children. Will y'all do that for us? At this time, Chris is going to come and help explain what we're doing.
Good morning, Honorable Montgomery County Commissioners. I wish we could have printed that for you in color. It's a very dynamic product, but we could certainly email it to you following up this. I'd like to make a quote from Rosa L. Parks. I believe that we are here we're here on the planet Earth to live, grow up, and to do what we can to make this world, we're going to substitute that for Montgomery County, a better place for people to enjoy freedom. This mission of the M Gala is to highlight Montgomery evolution and recognize those who are leading the charge. That's the first part as a mission of this M Gala. Second part of it is also as a fundraiser for raise funds for a scholarship that will be called the M Gala Scholarship Fund. That the collaboration of Montgomery Transportation Coalition, which is a 501c3, and I represent the M Transit, and it's a collaboration between the two who are producing this. To give you an idea of what to expect at the M Gala, it's the M Gala. One moment. We're dubbing it as the Oscars of Alabama. The M Gala will also serve as Ms. Sankey mentioned, as a fundraiser to benefit the M Gala Scholarship Fund. If you can envision the Met Ball that's in New York at the Metropolitan Museum every year, this is a collision of the Met Ball meets the city in Montgomery County, as well. That's how we're describing the M Gala. So we hope that each of you will to consider your support, of this, and we look forward to seeing you there. Oh, and by the way, one of our honorees will be, one of your greats, we're amongst great, as well, but one of your greats, Mr. Elton Dean Sr. We'll be honoring him, at the gala as well. So we hope that you will support that.
Any questions? Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Brother Levi.
Mr. Chairman, we need to try to get our 3 minutes.
I know. Again, I'm gonna ask if you would try the best to keep it down to 3 minutes so we can get people in and out and respect everybody's time today.
Good morning. Thank you. Heavy paper. This is nice paper, heavy weighted paper today. Heavy weighted, expensive paper. I always notice that when nonprofits use no fancy materials. I'm annoying that way.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
I am so glad to be alive in such a time as this. But I'm especially glad to be alive and in Montgomery County for such a time as this. I am really excited about being a part of something that you all are leading. You all are the leaders. And I thought I'd give you a word from the Lord. The eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in behalf of those whose hearts are perfect toward him. That's 2 Chronicles 16, verse 9. I'm telling you this because God wants you to know that he watches you, each one of you, and he looks right into your minds. He knows what's in your heart. So the perfect heart is what's needed in order to lead Montgomery for such a time as this. I'm wearing this particular T-shirt because my daughter is the commander of operations for the Space Force at Maxwell. She's been there since last year. This is my youngest of 3 daughters. She caught the think big spirit when she was about 9 years old. Now what you need to know is I have 2 other daughters that are older that did not catch the think big spirit. So when I talk about this daughter, you have to understand that there were 2 before her that did not catch it. The think big spirit is something to be caught. And I've got good news for you. I'm talking about real good news. I've got a young lady and her daughter here today who's going to be speaking to you as well that caught the think big spirit. They're going to tell their story.
Bring them on. Will you introduce them? Bring them up.
Oh, they're here. Oh, by the way, before she says it, I want you 2 commissions to know that she graduated from Lee.
My daughter is a junior, so I graduated from Lee back in 2001. My mind wouldn't even go back that far. 2001, I graduated from Lee. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me again. We were here, I believe it was last year, and we came to speak to you guys, so I'm grateful to be back here. And thank you, Brother Gilliard, for inviting us here. Yes, about the Think Big spirit, I started out here. I moved here in '94 with my mother, who also, I would love to say that I caught the Think Big spirit, but I had generations before me, my grandmother and my mother, who set a standard that I am so proud to say that I was able to have and to follow. We moved here in '94. My mother was actually the first African-American nurse anesthetist to come to Montgomery. She worked at Montgomery Regional, and then after that closed down, she worked for the VA until she now retired. She now has cognitive issues and is in her 5th stage of dementia. So that's why I'm back here in Montgomery, because I've traveled all over the world, but I had to come here to make sure that she was okay. So I'm glad that I'm able to be here today. But I'm also a certified professional coach. So I coach things such as business, acting, voice, relationships, and all those things. And my daughter, she's going to talk a little bit about, working with me as a coach. But I do believe that the children, I know there's a lot of talk about what we need to do for our children and the crime and all those different things and them behaving, but we can't start with the children, we have to start with the parents. And I believe as a mother, we are our children's first teacher. I actually sacrificed being able to work in the corporate world to be able to be home with my kids, but in this economy, you still need a two-parent household. So I then started my own business. My business is called Off Duty Mom, and I work with mothers to help alleviate some of the stresses that we go to so we can be present for our children. So my website is offdutymom.com. And you can also find me on all social media platforms. But it was something that I decided because I was traveling all around with her, and I knew that in order to be able to be there for her, I had to be there for myself. So I believe in a self-care lifestyle, not self-care Saturdays, not self-care Sundays, but self-care every day, because I take no days off taking care of myself. And that's my fitness, my mental, my spiritual, and my social. I work on that every single day to be able to be present for my children. So therefore, and I have noticed in myself and my children, I'll let her speak more about that, but in other people that I've worked with, that helps out and that alleviates, because children are not themselves. They don't know what they're doing. They have to be guided and leaded. And if their leaders are not strong, then we can't expect them to be. I'm going to let my daughter, because I know it's
You have
3
30
minutes.
seconds left.
Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys? Thinking big definitely changed not only my life, but my whole family's life. Seeing my mom think big influenced me to think big, because I started acting when I was 10 on Broadway, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I just thought that I could do so much, and I think it's really important for children and parents and everyone to think big and, be one with God and believe that you can achieve anything and go after it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What, you say you're at Robert E. Lee, young lady?
Okay.
What school do you attend?
No, there's no more time.
Yeah, leave out.
Oh, okay.
Commissioner Sankey
What
has a
school do you
question.
attend?
It's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm online schooled. I go to
Okay.
Connexus Academy.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Felicia Taylor, the Larkin Foundation.
Good morning. I'm actually here just to do a follow-up. I know that you all got the follow-up packet on yesterday for the Blight Project in North Montgomery, and it's being powered by the Hilton L. Tracy Larkin Foundation. First, I want to thank you all, Commissioner Harris, for even bringing up the ARPA funds. We have done a little research with it. There are a couple of things that are standing in the way of that area. And so we're back here this morning. Will the Will Wise Neighborhood Association stand? Should be about 17 of them. As you can see, these are our seniors. Pumpkin Town, it's over in North, yes. Yes, same thing. These are our seniors. I only put one set of pictures in there to show you the conditions that some of them are living in, and it's deplorable. Commissioner Sankey, thank you for your appropriation. Commissioner Ziegler, thank you for yours. Commissioner Harris, I'm going to thank you in advance.
Wait a minute now. What did they appropriate? What did they give you?
I will let them tell you.
You better tell me now.
10,000 each,
They gave you 10,000 each?
yes.
I'm not gonna be outdone.
Go ahead and tell me.
15,000.
Thank you, sir.
Is this a bidding war?
What you gonna raise it to, Sankey?
We're gonna,
What you gonna up it to?
I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna take up.
that's your district.
I know, and you
And
know where,
you've been
you know
great.
where I am
I
with
wouldn't
that.
dare. I
And
wouldn't
no,
dare. You've
and
been
I-
great.
I'm certainly going to get with you all to talk about maybe how we can get the corporate entities to
Sure.
participate. But I'm still not buying this notion that just because they're in a floodplain that they don't qualify for HUD funding. We have got to get the legal opinion on that.
I agree. I
Yes.
totally agree. We're doing our due diligence, but we were told that we needed to go through Congressman Terry Sewell to get a waiver to qualify for those funds. So we know that takes time. And as you know, we have volunteers waiting to get started. And we're just ready to move on it. We've gotten other volunteers since the last time. We're up to 27 homes that are in dire need.
Let's do one at a time. I know we have enough money now, at least for building materials. Well, let's do one at a
Absolutely.
time.
This is-
Absolutely, that's the plan.
This is an excellent, I thought it, when you brought it to us, it's an excellent project, excellent idea. The support is unbelievable.
Yes.
All you need is the money.
Yes.
You have people willing to, with the skills.
Right.
Willing to come forth and do this kind of work in a neighborhood that sorely needs it. So I don't have a problem. It's coming out of my designated. I don't have a problem with it, Felicia.
Okay.
And thank you all for showing up today. You know, you didn't have to come, but you're here, and we really appreciate it.
And I'm done. Commissioner Singleton, Commissioner Walker, whatever is in your heart's desire toward this endeavor, we would appreciate it. But most of all, we just want to thank you for your time.
I'm going to bring the chairman. We hang out every now and then. I'm going to bring him by there.
I want to come see it.
Yes.
Show it again. I'll see what I can do. I run out of money before all these other people do every year, so I want to make sure. I know it is. I'm gonna hire Ms. Taylor to be my attorney, negotiator. Okay. Florence, the public hearing.
Yes.
At this time, there's a public hearing regarding alcohol license application for special events retail to Rancho El Prazo LLC for the October 16th, 2022 event. Declare public hearing open. Anybody here to speak on this matter? Declare public hearing closed.
We'll consider the minutes of the regular meeting of September 20th, 2022.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Don't have anything to vote with.
It's coming.
Who was the mover?
Dan,
Yeah, I did.
I did.
Consider accounts payable checks and payroll checks.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider an alcohol license application for Latino Festival on October 9th and October 16th.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a resolution authorizing the expenditure of public funds relating to manufacturing facility for Manna Beverages and Ventures, and approve a project agreement and miscellaneous agreements and actions.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
It's in your district. I should let you vote for it. Move it.
Consider a proposal from DBE Consulting LLC to promote and achieve the goals of the Montgomery County Commission's Minority and Women-Owned Business Initiative.
Move for approval.
Second.
I do want to make one comment on this. That's some information that's come to me. I did meet with this particular company. Very impressed with the company, very impressed with the man I met with. I've been a supporter of minority consultants ever since I've been on this commission for the past 6 years. I still am very supportive of that. In the past, we have worked together with the city, which don't mean we have to, but I met with Mayor Reed, and he would like to interview the candidate and then give us the option to whether or not we want to partner again with the city as we have in the past. We've always paid at the county since I've been here $36,000. The fee is $120,000 if we do it by ourselves. And it may be well worth it. I don't have a problem with spending money if I get the quality back. No problem at all with that. But I will be not a no vote against minority consultants, not a no vote against DBE, but I will be a no vote today based on the price and whether or not we can partner with the city. And again, that's where I just want to make sure that everybody understands the information that was brought to me. I did facilitate a meeting between the mayor and Mr. Jeter. I'm not sure if they've had that meeting not. I talked to Mr. Jeter before. I told him what I was doing today, so he wouldn't be blindsided today. But that is where I'm at now. So all in favor as presented, raise your right hand. All opposed as presented, raise your right hand. 3-2 opposed at this time.
And I wanted to say something too. Again, I'm not against it. I did the small minority business program for years for the city and the county. I am for us sitting back down with the city and talking to them about making this cohesive one program again. And that's what I'm for. And I'm not against Mr. Jeter, because I too have met with Mr. Jeter. I like what Mr. Jeter's talking about. I like what he has, the program, everything. But I want to make sure that we sit down with Mayor Reed.
Everybody's got to vote. Carmen and Doug. Doug, yeah, there we are.
Consider a contract agreement for professional services with E-Ring Software Solutions.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to agencies with the addition of $2,000 from Vice Chairman Sankey for the Lacey Boyd New Year's Day Parade.
Move for approval.
What was that?
2,000 for the Lacey Board. Sankey.
I second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to education with the addition of $2,500 from Vice Chairman Sankey for Johnny Carr Middle School for the dance team, and $2,500 to Floyd Middle Magnet School for the principal's discretionary fund.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations from designated revenue with the addition of $15,000 from Commissioner Harris and $10,000 from Commissioner Moore Ziegler for the Hilton L. Tracy Larkin Foundation for home repairs.
Move for approval.
I second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider budget change request number 1 for the engineering department.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider establishment of a maintenance worker position at pay grade SMO 3 and abolishment of the service maintenance worker 2 position in the county pay plan.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider position fill request for the detention facility for a corrections officer trainee and an inmate grievance disciplinary clerk.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a position fill request for the district attorney's office for an assistant records coordinator.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a position fill request for the engineering department for a civil engineering technician 2.
Move approval.
A second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider position fill request for the sheriff's office for 2 deputy sheriff corporals and an auto servicer.
Move approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a position fill request for support services for a mail room and stores clerk.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider position fill requests for the youth detention facility for 2 juvenile detention officers.
Move approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider travel training requests for appraisal, engineering, recreation, risk management, and the juvenile court.
Move approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a resolution and draft beneficiary agreement regarding the YMCA of Greater Montgomery for improvement to recreational facilities.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, if you please, raise your right hand. Likewise opposed. Passes 3-2.
I object for reasons stated previously. You didn't ask if there were any objections.
Oh, well, I
Said
paused for an
opposed.
extra long time to make sure somebody had anything they wanted to say.
Will we have a digital vote on this, Tammy? There it is. I believe I moved that.
We have 2 waived rule items. Consider our RC&D Council Grant Award Cooperative Agreement for Parks and Recreation.
Mr. Chairman, I have no objection to this item, so moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a 2022-2023 Traffic Enforcement Grant Agreement for the Sheriff's Office.
So move.
Do we need to state we have no objection to the waive rule item and then move it?
Commissioner Ziggy, you want to rephrase that,
Just say
please?
I have no objection.
I have no objection to the waive rule item. I move.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
That's all of our items.
Mr. County Attorney,
No, thank you.
Mr. Deputy Administrator, Kendall Anderson.
Good morning. For our emergency rental assistance, we are up to $3,564,351. I'm waiting on an updated amount of residents, but we're moving.
Can people still apply, or is that
Yes,
for rental assistance, they can still apply?
they can still apply.
And how do they apply for the ones that may not know?
Well, if they go to our website, mc-ala.org, they will see on our webpage on the very front where it has rental assistance on it. If they click on that link, that's going to take them to a specific page on our website, and it will say new and current applicants. If you click on that, it's going to take you to our website that we call Neighborly. That website is going to ask you to register. Once you register, you start filling out information, once you start putting in your information, once you get your application submitted, customer service will be with you. It's not gonna be instantly, I'm not gonna tell that lie, but customer service will be with you, making sure your information is correct, and they will follow up with you on your application. And you know, if there's a bog down, as I've told the commission and I tell the public, give me a call. My number is on the website, so you can give me a call if you need any further assistance. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendall. Commissioner Harris.
Yes, very, very disappointed in this commission. Once again, we've shown the public and all who are here to see that we have a real problem with trying to address the problem with women and minority participation in county spending. I heard the excuses, and I've heard them before. We're going to see what happens. We've been working on this for over a year, and everybody who wanted, last week, the chairman hadn't met, wanted to meet. This week, the mayor hadn't met, wanted to meet. I talked to the mayor myself, and he said he didn't want to hold up things, but he wanted to talk to them, but he didn't want to hold up things. And I suggested alternatively, well, the county will just go ahead and hire a guy, and then after he's hired, you can see what he does for us, and if you like him, you can do it. The mayor was perfectly okay with that. He said, okay, I'm fine with that. Today I get here, he wants us to postpone it. It's been postponed. You know, somebody once said, justice delayed is justice denied. That's what's happening, y'all. And it's the same thing with the other vote, the vote for pickleballs at the YMCA, ahead of the things that we really need for this community. Also, justice delayed. At the end of the day, and you watch my words, there's not going to be enough money to do the kinds of things that this money was really intended to do. And you will have heard it first here. Very, very, very disappointed with the votes that this commission took today. I've never felt like this about any votes that we've taken before. I had to say it.
Commissioner Ziegler.
Well, I will say this to you, and I can only talk about and speak for me and my journey in life. As being the person that was over the small minority business for the city and the county, I will ensure that we will still have a small minority business program. That will be one of my top things. I spoke to the mayor also, and we talked about making sure that we have the same plan. And that's what I want to ensure, that the city and the county has the same plan, but we will have a small minority business association. Same thing, I want to say this about the Emory Farmer. Now, I wrote out to Emory Farmer, and I said this when I met with, last week, met with Commissioner Sankey and Mr. Cobb. I wrote out, and there are kids there that look just like me. So I want to ensure they have the same opportunity that every kid has, from the east side to the west side to the south. I am not against Rosa Parks receiving anything, and I am for Rosa Parks. I grew up off Cleveland Avenue. So I am for Rosa Parks, and I'm to ensure that Rosa Parks gets what they need. At the same time, I'm to ensure that Kershaw gets what they need. And that's what I'm gonna fight for, to ensure that they get what they need. Now, we know we have this money, and this money will be spent while I'm here for what they need.
Commissioner Walker.
I'm going to change direction on all of that. I have two things that I want to point out. Cruz Reeves is back with us today. He's a regular fixture at our county meetings. I wish we had more citizens that were willing and able to faithfully attend our meetings. We haven't seen him because he fell off of his roof while doing some work at his house, or a ladder roof. It was from a very high distance, and by the grace of God, he spent a few days in the hospital, had fractured ribs, cracked ribs, which, if you've ever had that before, it's remarkably painful, but his life was spared, no doubt about it, and we're glad to have you back and appreciate all you do. The second thing I wanted to announce was one of my beloved HOA presidents. I consider my HOAs, working with my neighborhoods, working with the people who live in my district, I consider that my most important work on the commission. And Joe McGuire is the longtime leader of the Eastbrook Morning View Neighborhood Association. I grew up in the Morning View neighborhood, lived on Ashley Avenue. My parents owned that house for many years, and I love that neighborhood, and I love Joe McGuire. He served that neighborhood faithfully. He died this past week from cancer. As cancer does, it blindsides you and can take you very quickly. So I was able to attend his service this past weekend, and it was just well attended by just a beautiful group of friends and family. And I know his wife Sharon has a lot of support, but my district won't be the same without Joe McGuire. And if you're on MPD or city council or any leadership whatsoever, you know that Joe McGuire was the biggest bulldog for his neighborhood that you have ever seen. I said it on social media, but the bad guys are going to have it a little bit easier because Joe McGuire is no longer standing watch over that area. But I just wanted to give him some memory and honor today. Thank you.
Vice Chairman Sankey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning again. I want to acknowledge my wife, and I think you presented yourself very well today, and we certainly appreciate your comments, and we certainly want to make sure that we do all the things that we can to have the type of quality engagements for our children and our family members before they make mistakes in life and end up in the county jail or wherever, place of incarceration. And so we want to make sure that we continue to be committed to providing the necessary resources to make sure that family members have a good quality of life. But in the meantime, we also want to make sure that those who find themselves incarcerated have the things that they need to show that we are a county, a state, and a nation that still value human life. And so we're going to continue to work with that. I join you on this community garden initiative that you want to do, and I hope the rest of you all will join us as well. Also, you got to stay engaged. All of those who are present today, it's not just when you're here for some specific issue that's related to you. You got to stay engaged in government at all levels. And you got to know where the money is being spent. This is your money. We have a budget of $132 million this fiscal year, and I would bet that maybe only 10 of you have looked at the budget. You got to get more engaged, find out where the money is going, and have a voice in where the money is going. The $85 million of opera money, I would encourage you all to get familiar with what the guidelines are so that you can have a more intelligent conversation about this particular source of money. And the last thing, November, we celebrate Veterans Day in November. I am a member of NACO's, that's the National Association of Counties. We represent some 3,069 counties, parishes, and boroughs across this country. I am a member of the Veteran Affairs Committee for NACO, and we want to acknowledge our veterans and their family members this year From November 7th through November 13th, we're asking all the citizens to get you a green light bulb. Burn the light bulb from the 7th to the 13th. We're asking you to do that, and it's called Operation Green Light. We want to acknowledge our veterans, the contributions they've made to their communities in this country, and the sacrifice that their family members have made. So I want y'all to join me in that. We're asking the county, I'm working with Florence and my fellow commissioners, and Sheriff Cunningham, he's a veteran himself. He's always ready to do something for veterans. We want to light up all these buildings in green from the 7th of November through the 13th. And if you all have a business or you're affiliated with an organization, we want you to encourage the decision makers to light the buildings up in green from November 7th through November 13th. If you're a veteran yourself, we want to celebrate you and celebrate other veterans. So please join me in that. You'll hear more about it. We'll be doing some public service announcement, passing some resolutions, and hopefully we'll get all of our elected officials from the local level up to the congressional level to be engaged in this. So just remember Operation Green Light, to show your appreciation for the veterans. November 7th through November 13th, we're going to kind of finalize that whole week of celebration with the 5K run. That run is going to be sponsored by a peers organization, so you all be hearing more about that too. We want you to get out and participate in that 5K run as well to show the veterans that we appreciate them. And thank you all so much for being here.
Mr. Taylor, I want to commend you. 6 years I've been on this commission, you have the best model for getting things done. And I will support you and I'll help you. And I want to volunteer. I want to be one of those guys that comes out. Now, I'm not going to climb a ladder like Mr. Reeves here, but I'm too old to do that. But I do want to volunteer and come out and do that. Again, we have some controversial items today. We don't always agree, but we always respect each other's opinion. I don't have all the answers. I don't claim to ever have all the answers. And I probably made more mistakes in my life than many in this room has. But I'm going to vote for what I think is the best for entire Montgomery County, and always have done that. If you, I'm going to hang around a few minutes. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, I will be here. I'm going to hang around. You want to talk to me about anything happened today or anything that's going forward, I'll be here to be glad to help you. So can I enter? Yeah.
May I?
Yes, ma'am.
One last thing, I would like to introduce a special guest that we have in our meeting today. Melinda Williams is the district director for Congresswoman Terry Sewell, works very hard for the 7th Congressional District, and she's here in our meeting with us today. Thank you for being here, Melinda.
Hi, Melinda.
Thank you, Melinda.
And Melinda, please thank Ms. Sewell too, because she does so much.
She does so much.
She really does. She's kind of our ringleader in Washington now, and she has really done a great job in service to Montgomery County. So please thank her on behalf of the County Commission.
That is really something that a lot of people are missing. Look at the hands and the people that are spending the money. You know, they all voted against it. They all come home and they talk about this and they talk about that, and they all voted against it. You know what I mean? And the governors spend it here, spend it there, spend it there. They were all against it. You know? I mean, it's something to live in a state that's against everything, but receive the most than any other state in the union for what they invest. Awful, 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 awful commentation.
We do have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Walker. Can I get a
They
second?
don't want to hear the truth.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.